Hey guys, welcome to Grinding It Up number 69. We can actually call it Grinding It Up again because after that nasty downswing that I hit, I finally managed to dig myself out of the hole and climb up again, at least a little bit, towards the direction that we need to be going. I have been playing mainly double or nothing on Zoom. Explained this concept in the previous episodes, and we've been doing this quite a bit on the Hangouts. It's basically me playing two Zoom tables. I find that two is kind of optimal for me because I can put all my focus on the different spots and don't have to be like wildly clicking buttons in all four spots on the tables. So I can just switch between the two tables and don't get distracted too much. So I'm just trying to double up. I started at 25 NL, and then as soon as I've doubled my stack, I'm moving up to 50 NL. So effectively, I'm only risking 25 bucks instead of 50 bucks, and that has worked quite well, I have to say. And I will continue doing that because I feel like it's kind of a neat format to be experimenting with when you're taking shots, because it reduces the risk a little bit and it doesn't expose you to too much variance, which is also quite nice as long as you're in that transitioning process between one stake and the next level. So apart from that, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a little review episode. We've been playing some live pokers the last couple of episodes, so today is going to be time for some reviewing, and I prepared a couple of hands that I played at the 50 NL Zoom tables. We're going to look into that, and apart from that, I also got another couple of reviews. But first of all, let me address the issue that I put out there in the last episode about the time for the Hangouts. So as it seems like people are very happy to attend Hangouts during 19 CET and 22 CET. So that's between 7 and 10 p.m. pretty much, my time. I guess that seems to be kind of the consensus or the optimum. So I'm going to pick those spots mainly during the week, and I'll make this dependent on whether I've got a live training at IntelliPoker or Poker School Online. If I've got one of those running, then you can just go there and listen to me talk and review and play and whatever if you like. And I'm gonna do the classes or the Hangouts here on YouTube. I'm gonna do them whenever I don't have a live training. So that's either on Mondays or Fridays, or switching between Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, depending on what kind of if there is a scheduling conflict. Of course, I'm not going to be doing Hangouts, but if I don't have a live training scheduled that day, I might just do a Hangout instead. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Just subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to do that because you'll be notified of any Hangouts that I put in there. I'm just gonna put the Hangouts in there spontaneously, so you won't really know in advance, but I'll try and promote it through Facebook and Twitter and my forum threads at 2plus2 and Poker Strategy and IntelliPoker and Poker School Online. So, right, that was. Thank you for all the feedback and giving me the times and the direction to what times would be optimal. I'm going to try and go for 7 p.m. or between 7 and 8 p.m. That's about the same time that my live trainings take place. Right, enough talk about that. Some other review stuff. I bought a new mouse, which is this one. It's from Anchor. I've been trying it out, and it's kind of it's been a little bit of an experiment because it's like a vertical mouse, and your hand just it is a more natural thing to grab it like this. It requires a little bit. At first it was a little bit of practice, and it required me to get used to it, but it's actually quite nice, and I'm enjoying it right now actually, and it just feels a little bit more natural to be moving a mouse like this instead of having to move it like this. So my hand is more like this, and this is more natural, and this kind of reduces the risk for something like carpal tunnel or whatever. So this is quite nice. I'll be trying this out a little more, and then I'll also be trying. Somebody advised me to try a what's it called? One of these Windows these Microsoft balls, I think. So this seems to be quite the next thing to try out when it comes to mouses. So I'll give that a try too in the future. Let's see, but I'll just stick to this one right now. I also came to realize that this chair is really great. It also took me some time to get used to it because I was in my old green chair. I was like slumping all the time. I was like really sitting sloppy like this and that, and I'm like going backwards and like putting my feet up here and like really not in any way sitting in a healthy upright position. But right now, this chair actually forces me to sit in an upright position, and it's really nice because it's just something that I haven't really done in the past. And if I keep doing it, if I would keep doing it, I probably would get a lot of problems in the future. So I'm really happy for this chair to actually force me to sit upright right now. And even if I can actually just adjust this, go back and then put it like this. Oh, Todd just fell off. Sorry, Todd. Sorry, bro. What's going on with you? You too tired? Alright, there we go. So even if I do want to slump a little, then I can just put the chair backwards, and it still puts me in a much nicer position than it would have, than my old chair would have. Come on, man. What's going on with you? You don't like to review today? You don't like reviewing, right? You just wanna play. You don't want to review. Yeah, but you gotta do the review. The reviewing has to be done. So here we go. I already prepared a couple of hands for review today, and this is the first one. Let's have a look at this one. So I had ace king in the big blind, and I squeezed it up nice and big out of position, tried to get the money in against this guy. Didn't really know that guy. Could be a regular, could be a recreational player. Can't tell. Only 10 hands. He decides to flat the squeeze. And this is going to be a topic of today's reviewing session. I'm just curious as to what kind of ranges and hands people flat against squeezes. And I came to realize that at 25 and 50 NL Zoom, people seem to be flatting quite a very strong range against squeezes. That's at least my experience up to this point, and that's gonna make life a little tougher on us because we get a pretty decent flop. We get 2 overcards and a nut flush draw on a paired board. I mean, a little bit worrying that the queen is out there, but still, I think I gotta bet this flop, and I bet around half pot, which is just about what this guy has left. And I think this is a pretty good sizing because it allows me to shove turns or rivers if I please. So and this guy snap calls, so he snap calls pre-flop and he snap calls the flop. To me, that kind of indicates a lot of strength here at that point of the hand, especially given that I bet exactly what this guy has left, so he knows that this guy might just come along. He's never afraid. So I'm really curious as to what his range might be in that spot, and I'm actually by now convinced that it is a very strong range, that it will include, of course, a couple of queens, like ace queen or king queen suited, but it may also contain some slow played aces or kings that he just decided to flat pre-flop. And if he snap calls, he's pretty sure about how to continue and how to play. I don't think he would snap call if he had tens or jacks. I mean, some people would, of course, but he should be worried about this guy right behind him, and just snap calling jacks or tens. It doesn't really make too much sense to me. So I guess he's more likely to actually have a slow played hand there, and that's what actually made me inclined to kind of give up on the turn here, even though I still have a lot of equity. And he goes ahead and snap jams the turn, which again I don't think he's going to do with a lot of tens or jacks in that spot. So against kings and aces, I don't have that many outs. Against a slow played queen, I don't have that many outs. So I decided to make a nitty fold on this one. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think. I made up my mind on this one, but always interested as to what you guys think. Alright, so this one's a very interesting one. Let's have a look at that one. So min raise, I call with a suited king on the button. That's very, very loose. I think I should be folding this. I don't know why I call. I just saw the recreational player entering the pot, and I didn't see the stack size, which is kind of a crucial error that you do a lot in Zoom poker specifically. I just came to realize that when you play Zoom, it's kind of, you get into that mentality where you're just clicking buttons a lot, and that's why I've reduced my focus to 2 tables, which allows me to just first of all look and have a look at every single dynamic that's going on, every stack size, every villain, every stats. So if I play 4 tables, that just goes completely out of the window. And I still did it in that instance, and I think it should be a fold. So I shouldn't be in the pot in the first place, I guess. And I flop quite nicely. I flop a gutter, 1 over, and the second nut flush draw. And this guy bets 50 cents, which I decide to call. I mean, I could raise at this point. I think raising would be fine. I just think that if he gives me such a great price, it's a multi-way pot. If he bets, he could actually be pretty strong. I mean, he's not folding. I think raising is probably a little bit better. But now this guy goes ahead and raises, and this guy ships. And since they're both short, I thought, well, let's give it a go. We should just, stick with it. Our equity should be fine. If I'm up against something like, an overpair, a pair eights, pocket nines, 2 pair, 4-5, I should be fine. So I think I got this in. But turns out that I actually didn't have too much equity at all. I only had, Hold'em Manager is going to tell us, that's something that I found pretty interesting. 12.5%. I got it in with 12.5%, and I thought I would be getting it in really good here. But as you see, against these specific hands, I was actually in very, very bad shape. So yeah, I mean, I could have folded this on the flop still, but it just was a little bit counterintuitive. But I guess folding pre-flop is the best play in that spot. And now, again, addressing the what I said about squeezes or flatting squeezes. Here I had jacks, and I tried to isolate a recreational player. Didn't know this guy. This was a pretty much unknown player. And again, he snap flats my squeeze, and I flop an overpair, and I go ahead and bet, and he tanks a little bit and then min raises. So in the previous episode, we were deliberating about a similar spot where somebody min-raised, and I had jacks and I decided to fold because I said he would be very strong. And I still stick to that argument. I think people are going to be very strong in that spot. And I guess it's because their flatting range towards a squeeze is a little bit tighter or more solid than the flatting range against a regular 3-bet. People will be flatting 3-bets heads up with, like, ranges that you don't even know, or that I could be thinking of. Like, I've seen people flat 3-bets in a heads up pot with 8-5 offsuit, whatever. I don't think that's going to happen too much in squeezed pots. I think their range is going to be more solid. And I'm blocking Queen Jack. I'm blocking a diamond flush draw. So there's not really much for him to have left that I'm beating, except for like maybe ace-10 suited, but I'm not sure if he plays it that way. The only argument that I found is he was the only caller, and we were heads up after the flop, and it's a drawy board, and I don't know this guy. He could be a recreational player, so I just decided to stick with it. Got it in, and he had queens. So my experience in squeezed pots, it goes towards, in Zoom, I think people's flatting ranges against squeezes is just a lot tighter than against a single 3-bet in a heads up situation. And now here we have another one. This was a very, very interesting one, I guess. And this was from Double or Nothing on Zoom. That's because of, if you wonder, people have been asking me what's with the awkward stack sizes. It's because of the Double or Nothing on Zoom format. You know that. Yeah, what do you think? 10-6 suited? Pretty standard open, right? Yeah, you like those loose opens. Yeah, you would open that all day long. So I flopped top 2. And he raises me on the flop. And of course I got several options. I mean, I could just jam here, and I think it would be fine to jam. But I think he's going to raise hands like the nut flush draw with 1 over a lot here. I mean, I could get it in against that range with all the nut flush draws, a pair and a flush draw, or I don't know, some overpair with a club, some 10 with a club, whatever. And I think I would probably be flipping at best. So I decided to just call and wait for a safe turn. And that's one of the safe turns that I was talking about. I mean, you can sometimes get there with 10-9, but I don't think he's going to raise 10-9 on the flop too much. Not even 10-9 with a 9 of clubs. I think he's just calling those. He's a regular, so I don't expect too many fancy raises with like medium top pairs or whatever. And then I'm just going to go ahead and stick it in on the turn and get it in with better equity on the turn. I think my equity went up from, on the flop, the equity was about even. He was like 45%, I was 55%, and on the turn it upped my equity. The turn upped my equity to about 65 to 70%, which is a lot nicer to just wait for a safe turn. And if the turn is a club, I can actually decrease the variance a bit and take out the variance by just making a tight fold there and just saving some money. So that's also quite a good argument. All right, guys. So that's it for now, I think. That's all the reviewing that I wanted to do. As always, let me know. Whoops. That was the lid from my water bottle. As always, let me know if you have any comments to the hands to my decisions. Just put it into the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is very important. I'll be doing some more double or nothing on Zoom. Let's have a look at the stakes summary. I'm gonna clear on the filters, and I'm actually a winner at 50 NL again. Look at that. So I lost 450 bucks at the regular 50 NL tables, and I won 500 bucks at the 50 NL Zoom tables. So I'm gonna stick to Zoom again, I think. I don't know what's up with the regular tables. I just feel like they're a lot softer, but somehow I just wasn't able to turn a profit there. It's just kind of a variance thing, I guess. And you know, Zoom is just working out a little bit better. And at least we're in the green now for 50 NL, which is quite nice. Right. So today is the last day of Carnival. Quite nice weather outside. I'm gonna go outside for lunch again and have a look if like these crazy people are still around. I guess it's, as I said, it's the last day that they're gonna be crazy, and tomorrow it's gonna be all over the Kölsche Carnival. All right, so that's it for now. Stay tuned for the Hangouts. If you're a subscriber of the channel, then you'll be notified of it. So when I put it out there, you will know. What else? There was something else on my mind. Yeah, I'm going to go to Prague on Friday. I got a flight to Prague. I'm going to attend the PokerStars VIP Club live party again. I already attended one in Berlin, which was really awesome. So if you get the chance, buy your ticket in the VIP shop in your PokerStars client. It's a couple of FPPs you gotta spend on that. And if you want to meet me, meet up, have a beer. Well, mine is going to be alcohol free, but yours, of course, won't. So we can still have a beer, I guess. Yeah, we can have a talk, have a chat, have some fun at the party. So I'm going to be around there. Friday night it's going to be, I think. I'm going to head over there, flying out on Friday afternoon. So if you can make it, that'll be awesome. I'll see you around there. And if not, then see you in the next hangout, and keep grinding it up.